The most unsettling thing happened to me not so long ago. It was a family movie night, which, let's be real, is a huge win when your high school-aged kids actually agree to sit down with you for a couple of hours. And yes, before you asked, there was bribery involved. They were Sour Patch Kids, smart food, soda, all the good stuff. But we were all settled in when I happened to glance up in the dark, and what I saw made me pause. All four of us, my husband, my two kids who were in high school at the time, we were all silently scrolling our phones, even me. The movie was still playing, but the connection, that real connection, that was happening with the devices and not with each other. And that was the moment that I realized tech is taking away something really precious here. And today we're talking about what to do when you feel the pull of your phone all too often. This episode isn't about your students' tech habits, but about your own. Because let's face it, as much as we know social media affects our students and our children, we also know deep down that it affects us. And while we can see social media as a way to connect with loved ones who live far away, misuse or overuse can actually lead to anxiety and depression and even just a total time suck. So today I want to share with you my little journey of my own social media detox in the hope that you might feel the pull to do one for yourself as well. You may actually discover that if you do one, you'll feel so much better. Hey friends, welcome to Enjoy Teaching Again, the podcast for teachers who love the work but need a little spark to bring the joy back. I'm your host, Elizabeth Peterson, classroom teacher, arts integration specialist, and passionate educator of over 25 years. If you're overwhelmed by behaviors, disengaged students, and long, exhausting days, you are not alone. But together, we can turn things around and you can teach with confidence and purpose again. So locate that cold coffee of yours, find your favorite pen, I know you have one, and let's dive in. It's time to get inspired and enjoy teaching again. You know, for a while, I was convinced that in order to be part of society, I needed to post on social. I had to show off my kids, share smiling faces, send out a record of the events and the concerts I attended, and all of my family milestones, like anniversaries and birthdays. I started to get nervous if I didn't upload the set of photos that went with that exact day, like a birthday or a graduation, because then I knew Facebook would remind me of something the following year on the wrong day. If I didn't have just the right picture of my son or daughter for an anniversary, I felt like all my friends on Facebook might judge me. And then there was the scrolling and the seeing everyone else's highlight reels. You know what I'm talking about, right? The family pictures with all the smiles, the vacation posts, a place that I wanted to go. And as much as I was genuinely happy for them, it made me feel like a failure. Like I wasn't the most put together, the most fun mom, or the best daughter in the world. I knew it was just other people sharing the best moments of their lives on social media. I knew that they had their own struggles, but it didn't matter. That flood of positive photos in those moments when I was sitting in a corner of my room after a long day of teaching, needing a break, it made me feel like I just wasn't doing enough, and it was depressing. And I would shut off Facebook and I'd walk away feeling defeated. But then I decided to do something seemingly drastic. I stopped posting about my own life. No birthday shoutouts, no anniversary pictures, no vacation updates. And guess what? The world didn't end. I didn't lose any friends. No one came banging on my door asking where my 4th of July photos were. I just quietly stepped back, and I'll tell you, that pressure, that keep up with the world feeling, it started to fade. It was something that I was truly okay with, and I noticed a difference. I noticed a real difference in my own emotions. I did become more present. I appreciated things a little bit more, and eventually, I didn't miss sharing all of those moments with other people. I know, like total gasp, right? Now, the story doesn't end there, and I do want to share a little bit more with you because I have a feeling there are people out there who can relate, okay? But I do want to take a moment to tell you that I'm actually going to be inviting you to do a tech detox challenge with me this holiday season. Now, there's no workshop that I'm offering here. I'm not going to ask you to attend anything or sign up for anything. I just want to simply invite you to take a hard look at yourself and your own use of social media. Because when I talk to my friends, my colleagues, my family members, they feel the same way I did. And my hope is that by sharing parts of my story, that will help you. And then later in the episode, I'm actually going to explain how you can take some steps to do your own detox. Because what I discovered was when I stopped sharing on social media, that was only the first layer. Because then came what I call the scrolling stupor. Do you know what I mean? You start watching reels and shorts, and before you know it, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours have flown by. Because even though I was comfortable with not sharing on social and getting sucked into that toxic positivity of everyone else's highlights on my social feed, it was suddenly replaced with a scrolling stupor. I would watch reel after reel, short after short, and when I finally would snap out of it and put my phone down, I couldn't even remember what I had just watched. Like, nothing really stood out. Everything was a blur. And let's face it, nothing was of value. Meanwhile, I had missed time catching up with my husband. I had missed time with my kids. I had missed recording a podcast episode. Even just sitting outside, breathing in some fresh air while the sun was still out. But the worst was when I was scrolling while watching the news with my husband. He would start talking to me and I'd mindlessly answer him, and he knew it too. One time he said something to me and then left the house to go do something, and when I came out of my scrolling stupor, I realized that I was alone, and who knows for how long, and he was gone on an errand and I hadn't even acknowledged him. I mean, how rude, how horrible. I started to realize, wow, something seriously needs to change. At first, I thought I could just rely on willpower. So I said to myself, and I decided that I just would not scroll. I would check Facebook and Instagram, spend a couple minutes seeing if there were any notifications, and then I'd close the app. That did not work. So after a couple of weeks of realizing that this was a failed attempt at lowering my social media use, I decided to do something drastic. I deleted the apps. I did it in a fit of passion, knowing that I was dealing with an addiction, because let's face it, that's exactly what it was. So that's what I did. And I have to tell you, not having the apps on my phone, it simply prevented me from sinking too much time into checking posts and scrolling mindlessly through videos and shorts. I knew that I was going to have notifications and things that I would actually want to check. And so what I had to do is actually physically go to my computer and open up the Facebook app or the Instagram app in my computer and make the effort to check on any notifications that I might have gotten. And I would check it and then I would leave and I would move on to do something different. It had been a few weeks after that point when I found myself needing to actually check Facebook at a time when I didn't have access to my computer. I think we were on like a weekend vacation or something. So I ended up having to reinstall it. But here's what I ended up doing, and this is where I'm at right now, and it's extremely helpful. When I reinstalled the Facebook app, it asked me, do you want notifications? And I said no. I rejected all the notifications. So that means I don't see the number next to that app, and I also don't get a sound or a buzz when there's a notification in Facebook, because let's face it, I don't need to know every time a random acquaintance posts something about going out to dinner, right? I also hid the app on the last page of my apps on my phone. So it is definitely not one of the first things that I see when I open up my phone. And what this does is it forces me to actually search for and open the Facebook app or the Instagram app only when I want to actually access it. But here's the really tricky thing I discovered after interacting with social media this way for a little while. As soon as you open Facebook or Instagram or any social media app, it's going to show you something that is extremely interesting to you. Maybe it's a post from a family member with lots of great smiling pictures, or it's a video that's super enticing to click on. That is like my weakness. And so I had to actually train myself to do yet another thing. And that is, as I'm opening up the app, I consciously do not look at what social media is putting in front of my face, and I go swiftly and directly to the notifications first. Sometimes I even put my hand up so I can't see what the thing is that Facebook is going to show me when I open up the app. Now, this approach seems to be working for me, but only because I've had a number of weeks where Facebook and Instagram were completely off my phone. I needed that clean break before I could reintroduce it into my life. And I am continuously thinking about how I'm using social media on my phone. I really need to just keep myself in check, which brings me to where I am now. I do need to do another clean break. I need to take these apps off my phone because I'm finding myself sneaking some reels here and there. Not just a little bit, but it's starting to become a lot. For example, I'll find myself moving from one room to another with my phone in my hand and actually scrolling through reels and watching them as I'm walking around the house, going into the bathroom to brush my teeth, turning up the volume so I don't miss a thing. I'm indeed falling back into some bad habits. By the way, please tell me I'm not alone here. The fact that we are so addicted to these phones is quite alarming. And so I want to invite you to do a social media detox with me for the holidays. Think about how you can detox yourself from social media, whether it's because it's affecting your mental health or your physical health, or because you're wasting hours of your life in a scrolling stupor. So I have some steps that you can take to give you that little boost you might need to give yourself that opportunity to go into a social media detox with me. All right. The first thing is something you can do right away. I just want you to do some reflection, just like I ask my teachers to do with me who are inside the classroom reset. There's always going to be some reflection first. Let's start with some self-awareness, okay? So today and tomorrow, just be aware of how much you go on social media. You can even look at your phone's settings to see how much time you're spending on these apps. And look at the apps that you're using. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. YouTube is another one for me. LinkedIn, maybe Pinterest, TikTok. Really be aware. And if you want, write down the names of those apps that might be stealing away your time and your joy. I also want you to notice how going on and being on these apps make you feel. Of course, it's going to give you a dopamine hit, and that feels good, but consider what type of good it is. Is it genuine? Is it the kind of happy that makes you feel really good to your core? Now I can hear some of you saying, yeah, Elizabeth, these reels are hilarious, and they make me laugh out loud. They give me a break from whatever it is I'm dealing with after a long day at school. But if you've ever had one of those 30 to 90 minute sessions of laughing out loud to yourself, and then suddenly you wake up to the reality that time has passed and you're just sitting there by yourself, that happiness can start to seem a little shallow. Ask me how I know. Imagine if you spent that time instead talking with a friend on the phone, or texting your cousin to make plans to finally go out for dinner next week. That's what I did just a few days ago. Or maybe instead you went for a walk, or even graded some papers. There, I just said it. Even grading papers is probably a better use of your time. Also, be aware of where the app is on your phone. I'd be willing to bet that it's on your first screen when you unlock your phone. And there's the app with all its notification numbers calling you to just tap it, right? I want you to notice if when you open your phone, your thumb or your finger automatically hovers over one of those apps. That's what was happening with me. When you start to notice and really acknowledge these things and be honest with yourself, That's the first step. Okay, so being aware of the time you spend on social media, how it makes you feel, that's that first step. Now, the second step, I want you to consider what is doable for you. If you are really just sick and tired of social media ruling parts of your life, just delete the app. Really, you can always put it back on. None of these apps are going to delete your existence from the app, trust me, which is, as a side note, a little scary, right? But the fact is that all you're doing is deleting the app from your phone. You're not deleting yourself from the app. And what that will do is force you to put a little extra effort to go onto your computer to get back on the social media. And if you're not quite ready to delete the app, at least hide it. Move the app to a different page on your phone so that you have to actually scroll past a few things and put a little extra effort into locating wherever you put the app. And I would highly suggest turning off the notifications of whatever app you're trying to detox from. Just go into the notification settings on your phone and shut them down. Trust me, no one is trying to get a hold of you only on Facebook. The people that really matter to you are going to find other ways to get in touch. And if you need to say happy birthday to someone, text them or call them. It's much more personal and nice anyway. And if you need to, put a post up that says that you're taking a break from social for a while or just for the holidays or whatever it might be. But don't let fear rule you on this. Social media does not rule your life. I think of it this way. This is simply about gaining control over the app and making it so that it's not controlling you. When you have those notifications on, you're giving that app permission to interrupt you anytime it wants. I want to repeat that so you hear it really loud and clear. When you have the notifications turned on, you are giving that app permission to interrupt you anytime it wants. That needs to be reversed. You should be going to the app when you want to put the time in. This is not the same thing as taking a phone call from your child because they need a ride home. In that case, you want that phone to call to interrupt you, right? But this is an app notifying you that someone has made a comment or liked a photo, or that your brother's friend's uncle that you happen to be friends with on Facebook just posted another picture. That is not the type of thing that you need to be notified about. It's like someone knocking on your door every 5 minutes just to tell you that your cousin's friends posted a photo of their sandwich. You wouldn't tolerate that kind of thing in real life, right? So why allow it in your digital life? Okay, I've got on a lot of soapboxes today, but I'm not going to apologize because I think you need to hear this. If you're still listening to me this far into the episode, chances are you needed to hear this. So here's the final step, okay? Step number 3 is for you to take action. So think about this. What type of detox are you going to do? Are you going to go big? Are you going to just get rid of the apps? I challenge you to do that and see what happens. I'll tell you what happened to me. Firstly, I didn't miss the apps. There's really something about out of sight, out of mind. And I regained so much time back. I mean, hours of time during the week. I don't feel as anxious when I open up my phone. I don't feel left out when I see what other people are doing. I don't feel like a failure when I see everybody else's smiling faces. I gotta tell you, it's been great. Honestly, it's just been great. And I want to share that success with you and hope to inspire you to do the same thing, because this is a huge part of your teacher self-care. Okay? So let's recap the 3 steps. Step 1, just be aware. Today, tomorrow, notice how much you go on social media. Is the app on your first screen when you unlock your phone? And notice how being on social media actually feels to you. And be honest with yourself. And keep in mind, we're talking all kinds of social media, including TikTok and Pinterest and YouTube, all of it, okay? Step 2, pick your detox path. Are you going to go big? Or maybe take a smaller step? And step 3, take some action and take back control. If you're just sick and tired of social media ruling parts of your life, delete it. Delete the app. That's what I'm going to do now through Christmas, okay? Or maybe just try hiding it, moving it to a different page, turning off the notifications. That will probably make a huge difference as well. Whatever you decide, I want you to let me know, okay? You can email me directly. If you're already part of my email list, great. Just respond to any of the emails that I've sent you and let me know what your detox plan is. And if you're not on my insider email list yet, let's get you on. Go to theinspiredclassroom.com/insider to sign up. Once you do, I'll send you an email and you can respond to that and let me know what you're doing for your social media detox, or if you have any questions, or if you need even a little bit more support. Listen, on the surface, there's really nothing wrong with social media. In fact, it can even look as a positive thing, right? But we all know that it's designed to keep you on the app and distracted from life. And just because we're adults doesn't mean we can't become addicted. When it starts to affect your mood, when it starts to disrupt your sleep, that's a problem. And here we are, role models to our students and to our kids and to our families, and we want to help them to get some control over their device use. We can tell others that they need to make a change, but what a powerful step to show others that we are serious about this. You know what we say to our students for writing: show, don't tell. So for this social media detox, let's show that we're going to do this, not just keep telling others that they need to fix their device issues. And being able to confidently show that we're not ruled by our devices, by our actions, that is such a powerful message. So, are you with me? Let's do this. I hope this episode inspired you, encouraged you, or gave you a fresh idea to try. And if so, I would love for you to take a screenshot and text it to one of your teaching buddies. I'm so grateful that you landed here with me today, and it would mean the world to me if you would leave me a review over on Apple Podcast. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll catch you on the next episode. This is Elizabeth Peterson reminding you to get inspired so you can be inspiring to your students and enjoy teaching again.